आप किसका चैलेंज कर रहे? कुछ नहीं
सर हम तो सिर्फ सीटीईटी को चैलेंज कर रहे हैं सर, सीटीईटी को क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं है सर।
को कितना नंबर मिला था? दी रेस्पॉन्ड नंबर 5 सिक्योर्ड 90 मार्क्स। आप कितना नंबर मिला था?
मतलब द सीटीईटी मतलब द सीटीईटी इज फॉर द मतलब द सेंट्रल स्कूल, नॉट फॉर द मतलब द स्टेट स्कूल, मतलब दैट हैज बीन देयर। मतलब
साहब आपका तो बस छूट गई, यू मिस द बस, यू
सर
डिड नॉट चैलेंज इन
सर
द
2N
टाइम।
सर मेरी बस नहीं चुकी है, 2N देख लें सर।
Mr. Jayant Karao, you are not the counsel in that case, so you don't cite that. It is against you.
Even my lord,
Majorly, it is not the petitioner here, is other petitioner who did not object. आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ा? How you came to know that?
that is the crux. When these persons have been qualified in the
सर ये वो है जो जिसका पालन करना चाहिए था।
that has to be compulsory, my lord.
कैंडिडेट बोलने से कैसे होगा? There is 14,000 teachers, assistant teachers were appointed.
सीटीईटी परीक्षा उत्तीर्ण करने हेतु सामान्य वर्ग को 60% अंक तथा आरक्षित वर्ग जैसे अनुसूचित जनजाति, अनुसूचित जाति सेंट्रल टीचर एलिजिबिलिटी टेस्ट पास एज द सेम इज नॉट परमिसेबल बिकॉज इन दिस केस सेंट्रल टीईटी पास कैंडिडेट हैज बीन कंसीडर्ड, मतलब दो इन द एडवर्टीजमेंट it has been mentioned that मतलब the qualification is मतलब the TET examination passed by the which has been conducted by the appropriate government, and appropriate government has been defined in this said section।
फीस पढ़ी क्या क्वेश्चन? फीस पढ़िए इसको।
Learned counsel for the appellant would submit that in view of the class 1B of the annexure 1 of the Chhattisgarh School Education Service Education and Administrative Career Recruitment and Promotion Rule 2019, the advertisement for recruitment of the teacher issued by the state government wide annexure A4 could not have prescribed the qualification of CTET, Central Teacher Eligibility Test. Pass as the same is not permissible because under section 2A read with section 23 of the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, TET teacher eligibility test conducted by the appropriate government is the CGTET Chhattisgarh teacher eligibility test and not the CTET. And in the advertisement it has been mentioned that the TET examination should be passed.
Where is the
advertisement? Page
ये निकाली छत्तीसगढ़ एजुकेशनल सर्विस एजुकेशनल एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कैडर रूल्स कहाँ है? 2019 है लगाए क्या?
Yes, that is there. Page the 38 page 38 and educational qualification is page 40 the senior secondary and such and such and thereafter end word has been used
वहाँ पे
page 40 page 40 में सर उन्होंने असिस्टेंट टीचर और टीचर की एसेंशियल क्वालिफिकेशन बताया है।
असिस्टेंट टीचर,
यस the qualification is like this then and thereafter end word is there B pass the teacher eligibility test TET to be conducted by the appropriate government in accordance with the guideline framed by the NCTE for this purpose. And advertisement is also there page 43 is advertisement for appointment of the teacher.
इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
इसमें पेज 53 देखें सर, उसमें भी यही वर्ड यूज किया गया है। राष्ट्रीय अध्यापक शिक्षा परिषद द्वारा आयोजन के लिए जारी किए गए मार्गदर्शी सिद्धांतों के अनुसार समुचित सरकार द्वारा आयोजित अध्यापक पात्रता परीक्षा 53 तथा जो वर्ड यूज किया है 53 और इसके हिसाब से सर जो हम लोग को फॉर्म भरना था सर, आप देखें पेज 62 एक बार देख लें सर। पेज 62 में साफ साफ लिखा था सर qualified.
Mr. Tripathi should clearly tell us the page number and they should start reading.
Oh,
which page?
Page 62
53 अभी और 53
तो उसमें क्वालिफिकेशन था सर वही।
अब
62 मैंने ये लगाया सर, उसमें जो वहां से ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म था।
आप 63 में क्या है?
इसमें सर क्वालिफाइड इन CGTET जो लिखा हुआ है सर, तो उसमें यस सब लोग लिख दिए सर, जो लोग सेंट्रल पास किए थे वो लोग भी लिख दिए, जबकि CGTET साफ साफ लिखा था सर। अगर वो लोग नहीं लिखते पेज 63
में कहां पर
सर? यहाँ पे हायर सेकेंडरी के बाद क्वालिफाइड इन CGTET लिखा हुआ है सर।
कॉलम 1 2 3 4 कौन सा कॉलम?
जो सर सेंट्रल TET पास थे उन्होंने भी फॉर्म।
कहां पर है? वेयर इज इट? इज
पेज 62 सर, रजिस्ट्रेशन सीट नंबर, उसके बाद हायर सेकेंडरी साइंस
62 या 63?
62
62। आप तो 63 बोल रहे हैं।
62 मतलब इसमें अगर ये यहाँ पे साफ साफ लिखा था सर, ऑनलाइन फॉर्म जो भरना था उसमें उन लोगों ने, सभी लोगों ने क्या किया सर, सेंट्रल टीईटी जो
आप
परीक्षा,
अपना बताइए, सभी लोग तो है
हाँ
नहीं
तो
यहाँ
मैं
पे।
तो सीजीटीईटी पास हूँ सर, मैं सीजीटीईटी पास हूँ।
ये किसका
इसमें कोई,
एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म है पेज 62 में?
जी सर,
पेज 62 में किसका एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म है?
सर ये, सर ये प्रमोद कुमार साहू का है।
प्रमोद कुमार साहू इज द पिटिशनर हियर इन।
सर कुछ लोग हैं सर इसमें से, यस मतलब।
हाँ यस,
फिर मैंने पेज 72 रिफर करूंगा सर, उसमें नेशनल टीचर एजुकेशन नोटिफिकेशन है जिसके तहत वो गाइडलाइन बनाने के लिए कहा गया था सर।
यस।
सर इसके पेज 79 में था सर, एप्लीकेबिलिटी किसके लिए रहेगी।
72 आपने रिफर किया ना?
जी 72 मैंने नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर टीचर एजुकेशन नोटिफिकेशन है सर,
हाँ।
जिसके तहत CTET परीक्षा होती है सर, सेंट्रल टीचर एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन। सर इसमें पेज 79 में देखेंगे सर, एप्लीकेबिलिटी कहाँ पे है इनकी,
इसमें
पेज 79।
सेंट्रल टीईटी के बारे में कहाँ दिया है
हाँ
इसमें?
सेंट्रल वाली जो है पेज 79 में है सर, एप्लीकेबिलिटी। टीईटी कंडक्टेड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट शैल अप्लाई टू ऑल स्कूल रिफर टू इन सब क्लास 1 ऑफ क्लास A of the section 2 of the RTE Act. TET conducted by the state government, UT and legislature shall apply to a school of the state government, UT and legislature and local authority refer to subclass 1 and class N of the section 2 of the RTA Act, and school refer to subclass 2 of the class N of the section 2 of the RTA Act in the state.
टीईटी कंडक्टेड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट।
जी
हाँ, सो एनसीईआरटी कंडक्ट्स सेंट्रल टीईटी टेस्ट।
जी
ठीक है, राइट। देन व्हाई योर एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म्स हैव बीन रिजेक्टेड?
सर उसमें, जी सर, हम लोग का फॉर्म रिजेक्ट नहीं हुआ सर। उन्होंने क्या किया, परीक्षा का रिजल्ट निकाल दिया, और रिजल्ट निकल गया सर 2019 में, 20 और 21 में चूंकि कोरोना था तो उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया। 21 में सर उन्होंने एक बैठक की और उसमें उन्होंने कह दिया कि टीईटी परीक्षा पास होना चाहिए, चाहे सेंट्रल से पास हो चाहे सीजीटीईटी से, जबकि इसमें साफ साफ क्वालिफिकेशन में लिखा हुआ है सर कि अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा। और अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट के लिए सर राइट टू फ्री एजुकेशन टू द चिल्ड्रन वाले में लिखा हुआ है सर कि अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट स्टेट की ही रहेगी, ना कि सेंट्रल की रहेगी सर।
नहीं तो आप तो सीजीटीईटी पास है ना?
जी हम लोगों को
मिस्टर नॉट ए रनिंग कमेंट,
सीजीटीईटी, हम लोग सीजीटीईटी पास हैं सर, हम सभी सीजीटीईटी पास वाले लोग हैं।
आप इनके बाद आप ज्वाइन कर लीजिएगा। यस,
सीजीटीईटी पास है सर, जो सेंट्रल वाले
व्हाई
की,
योर कैंडिडेचर वे रिजेक्टेड?
sir that has been not rejected,
their candidature was not rejected.
but that has been
They are
not
aggrieved.
rejected.
They are
But
aggrieved
the-
because those having CTET have been considered. My lord, that those who are having CTET will not be eligible because only those who are having CGTET will be eligible for the purpose of appointment. My lord, in the first writ appeal, which is listed at serial number 2, the writ appeal has been dismissed on the grounds of non-joinder of parties and on the grounds of not challenging the.
We'll see to it. The Mr. Tripaঠি's appeal.
Yes, my lord. That is only on the grounds of non-joinder of party and because they have not challenged the appointment orders issued in the favor of other persons, my lord.
And all posts have been filled up.
Because, my lord.
All posts have been filled up.
Yes, my lord.
No,
The
post has
have
been kept
filled up. The
vacant by
candidates ought
sample
to have been
paper.
arrayed as a party, my lord. They did not array them as a party and their appointment orders were not challenged before the learned single judge.
The honorable court has in an interim order matter the reserve the post of the prisoner matter. Post has been kept vacant matter.
So far as this petitioner number 1, Mr. Tripathi is concerned, and on what ground their writ petitions have been dismissed?
Only on the ground of non-joinder of party, my lord. If my lord may kindly have page number 25 of the paper book, my lord. Para 6.
Who were the necessary party? Those who have not been joined?
Well, those who have been appointed, those having CTET certificate, Central Teachers Eligibility Test certificate, my lord, those who have qualified that exam, they have been issued with the appointment orders, my lord. So they ought to have been arrayed as parties because, my lord, they'll have to be heard without affording them opportunity of hearing, my lord. The petition could not have been heard. Therefore, they have.
How many posts were advertised?
My lord,
the 14,000. 14,580.
So meaning thereby Mr. Tripathi's writ petition has not been cited on merits.
Yes, ma'am. It is not decided on merits.
And other writ petitions?
My lord, the other writ petition, my lord, in that it has been held by the honorable single judge that those having CTET qualification are also eligible for the for the purpose of appointment, my lord. And CTET and CGTET will be, my lord, have been considered as equivalent qualification and an eligible criteria for appointment.
What grievance they have?
My lord, they say that only CGTET candidates can be considered. CTET candidates cannot be considered. So there was another writ petition which was filed, my lord, on the basis of order passed in the earlier writ petition. The learned single judge has held that those having CTET will also be considered as qualified for the post, my lord.
Before the appointment, my lord, one meeting has been
आपके रिलेशन को बाद में सुनते हैं because you have
सर एक चीज और मैं बता दूं
टेक्निकल ग्राउंड
सर, मैं एक चीज और बता दूं सर, 157 पेज देख लें सर। सर 2019 में रिजल्ट आ गया था, बाद में इन्होंने विभागीय समीक्षा बैठक दिनांक 10/2/2021 कंडक्ट की सर। उसमें उन्होंने लिखा 158 में लिखते हैं सर, एनसीपी द्वारा जारी अधिसूचना क्रमांक सच एंड सच दिनांक 11/2/2011 के अनुसार CTET परीक्षा उत्तीर्ण करने हेतु सामान्य वर्ग को 60% अंक तथा आरक्षित वर्ग जैसे अनुसूचित जनजाति, अनुसूचित जाति
एवं leave apart this question of non-joinder of necessary party, why their cases were not considered for candidature, were not considered for appointment? These writ appellants.
My lord, it is not that they were not considered. My lord, the only ground for the petition is, my lord, that others were considered.
Sir,
that they were not qualified having central TET and they were not eligible, so they should not have been considered. In the application form, they have written yes in front of CGTET, which is wrong, and therefore they should not be considered for appointment.
The person who have passed the CTET central.
Yes, if you are challenging their appointment, then why you are not implemented?
Before the appointment, the petition has been filed, that has been dismissed by non-joiner of the party. On that day, the appointment has been not issued. The one meeting has been conducted, in which, contrary to the rules, the game of rule has been changed. 158. Therefore, I have pointed out the 158. 158 may kindly be seen.
So what would be the supposing these writ appeals are allowed? They have to be excluded from consideration.
CTET.
एक बार आपको देंगे समय, आप please wait for your turn to come. We are not closing. We'll hear you. Mr. Tripathi, where is your writ petition? Which page your writ petition is?
So far as the CTET, their post, they have been appointed in the central school.
उसके बाद appointment हो गया क्या? Is there any entry order was operating during their appointment? No.
No, the post are lying vacant, because
no stay by the Hon'ble Highcourt, by the learned single judge.
My right has been protected. So far as the petitioner right is concerned.
Where is your writ petition? आपका writ petition which page है? कौन page में writ petition आपका?
जी sir.
इस paper book में writ petition कौन page में है?
जी.
Where is his writ petition?
My lord, in the paper book, my lord.
Which is this writ petition 5423 of 2020? 123/2020 कौन सा था?
Lord, they are asking for a relief to restrain the selection proceedings of CTET qualified candidates for the post of assistant teachers and to recall or cancel their recruitment.
Once the recruitment was made,
on that
dependency of writ petition, you could have included them and you could have challenged their appointment. Supposing we allow your writ appeal, their appointment will go, and whose appointment will go, we don't know. And why you are not appointed? इनके candidate क्यों appoint नहीं हुए?
Because the CTET candidate has scored more mark rather than the CGTET. Therefore, the CGTET candidate has been not considered, and the CET candidate.
बोलने से कैसे होगा? There is 14,000 teachers, 10 teachers were appointed.
सर एक बार मैं उसी लिए 158 दिखाना चाह रहा था सर.
देख लिया. What about this? Your the relief which you have claimed, whether we can grant, because we have to grant the relief which you have claimed in the petition.
We are passed, in the year 2019. Result has been also declared, on that day,
अब वो ये रिट पिटीशन का ऑर्डर चैलेंज हुआ है क्या WPS नंबर 5423 और 2020 का?
नहीं सर, नहीं वो नहीं चैलेंज हुआ है।
मिस्टर तामस का देखिए, इसमें तो उन्होंने बोल दिया है
जी वो टीईटी के क्वालिफाइड हैं
he is entitled.
my lord.
And that was the
लिखा जी
That has been referred in the other writ appeal, my lord.
para 6 para उसमें liberty दिया गया था कि that because at that stage the appointment order has not been finalized. That is why the Hon'ble Court has granted liberty in para 6 para that at the appropriate stage this can be challenged, my lord. In para 6 para who have qualified CCT are appointed, the petitioner will have liberty to raise their grievance at that appropriate stage. And after that, my lord, my petition has been filed, my lord. Thereby the CGT candidates have been considered, my lord.
When the appointment was made in Mr. Rahul, in the case of Mr. Tripathi, when the appointment was made,
My lord, those pleadings are not in the but before, my lord, before the second round of litigation, my lord, the appointments were made and they have asked for cancellation, my lord. Those details are not in the petition
From the month of January.
because they have not
2021,
been
my lord.
challenged also.
January 2021, my lord.
appointment has already been made.
The proposal has been given, my lord. The proposal has been given, the final appointment has not been issued. इनका इन्होंने ये किया था कि काउंसलिंग के लिए बुलाया था इनको, उसी स्टेज में हमने चैलेंज
अब तक तो अपॉइंटमेंट हो गया होगा।
21 के जून उनसे अपॉइंटमेंट इशू होना चालू हुआ।
आज की डेट में तो हो गया है ना?
Till date, my lord, the posts are lying vacant, my lord, because during the pendency of these writ appeals, my lord, what my submission, what our submission, the only issue of this case is the my lord, perfect, my lord. What the case is,
इनका लाइन, इनका त्रिपाठी साहब का लाइन।
till date, my lord, the tendency of these writ appeals, my lord, there was a query made by the Hon'ble Division Bench, my lord, whether these petitioners can be accommodated or not.
That we are not going to do that anything,
But-
right?
but-
Like that.
What my submission is, my lord, because the post has been reserved by this Hon'ble Court, by the Hon'ble Division Bench, my lord. The post has been reserved, and the only case is that, my lord, that in the advertisement,
इनका बताइए, इनका बताइए। The question has been formulated by the learned single judge.
my lord.
Read para 1 page
The short question involved in this present writ petition is whether the candidate who has passed the central teacher eligibility test, CTET, would be eligible for participation in the recruitment process for appointment to the post of teacher in the state of Chhattisgarh without qualifying the teacher eligibility test conducted by the state government. The relevant facts which is necessary for the adjudication of the writ petition is that the advertisement was issued by the respondent for filling up of various posts of teachers, assistant teachers in the various subjects for the various schools in the state of Chhattisgarh. The petitioner also had applied for the post of teacher biology. For ready reference, the minimum
The qualification has been taken from the rules of 2019.
My lord,
Yes.
my lord. And the rules are being quoted, my lord, for the post of teacher. The most important is that, my lord, the last para of that rules, my lord, that is kha. We are emphasizing on that, my lord, that राष्ट्रीय अध्यापक शिक्षा परिषद द्वारा इस प्रयोजन के लिए जारी किए गए मार्गदर्शी सिद्धांतों के अनुसार समुचित सरकार द्वारा आयोजित अध्यापक पात्रता परीक्षा टीटी में उत्तीर्ण। What our submission that, my lord, that the guide
और आगे पढ़िए।
the private respondent, that is the respondent of 5, Mr. Keshav Vishkarma, also applied for the said post of teacher biology. Apart from the educational qualification required for the said post, the petitioner in the instant case has cleared the TET examination conducted by the state of Chhattisgarh, whereas the private respondent of 5, after due process of selection, the offer of appointment has also been issued. The petitioners were also found meritorious, however, their name stood lower in the order of merit, and therefore they have been placed in the waiting. In the present petition, that the recruitment rules governing the field is the Chhattisgarh School Education Service Educational Administrative Cadre 2019. Under the said rules, it is specifically held. It is specifically held that the candidates must have passed the TTA conducted by the appropriate government. And according to the petitioner, the appropriate government in the instant case would be the state of Chhattisgarh, and therefore it is only the candidate who has cleared the TTA examination conducted by the state of Chhattisgarh who would be eligible for participation in the selection process from the aforesaid arrangement. that since the respondent number 5 have cleared the CTT conducted by the Central Board of Secondary Education, the respondent number 5 as such does not meet the requisite should be considered.
Yes,
According to the petitioners, the very reference in the rules of 2019 prescribing the requirement of TT conducted by the appropriate government itself means only the examination conducted by the state of Chhattisgarh, and it cannot be that of any other agency or government. The counsel for the petitioner also drew attention to the court of the right of children and children to free and compulsory education act 2009 for the purpose of determining the meaning of
come to para 6. Para 6.
1. Having heard the contention put forth on either side and on perusal of record, what requires at this junction to be appreciated is the rules of 2019, which prescribe the minimum eligibility criteria for the post of teacher, and the such criteria prescribed is the same which has been reproduced in the preceding paragraph, which is the part of the advertisement. For ready reference, English version of the rules of 2019 is reproduced herein under. Then again, I'm on the part B, that pass in the teacher eligibility test to be conducted by the appropriate government in accordance with the guidelines framed by the NCT for the purpose.
English dono.
For ready reference, the definition of TT under Rule 2T reads as under. Teachers
Read
eligibility
para
test.
7 or again read para 7. The rules of
No.
2019 specifically
The
defines
said definition of TT does not exclude the TT conducted by the central government. It only refers to the term appropriate government, which in the other word means a TT conducted by an appropriate government would be acceptable as a valid qualification for the purpose of recruitment in the state of Chhattisgarh. This court finds sufficient force in the argument of the Additional Advocate General when he says that if the intention of the government was to be given a restrictive interpretation, then the term appropriate government would not have been used by the government at the time of framing of the rules. It would have simply mentioned TT conducted by the state of Chhattisgarh. Even otherwise, the contention of the petitioner cannot be accepted for the simple reason that if such an analogy is to be accepted, it would be too harsh a decision for all those candidates who have cleared the CTT, even though they may be permanent resident of the state of Chhattisgarh, getting disqualified or denied participation only on the ground of not clearing the TT of Chhattisgarh, and as such, the same would be per se violative of Article 14. Clearing CTT, a candidate has the advantage of applying for the post published by the state of Chhattisgarh, and also for applying for all those posts advertised by the central government in respect of the schools run exclusively by the central government in terms of the guidelines issued by the NCT. Needless to mention at this juncture that this court in the past in a similar set of facts arising out of the same recruitment and had dismissed a writ petition WPS number 5423 of 2021, that is the Ajhar Ali and so and so decided on Satraba, wherein the paragraph 4 has held as under from the plain reading of the aforementioned clause. Education has made a prerogative of the state government to accept the candidates of CTT if it decide not to conduct the state TT, which by itself would mean that the candidate of CTT are otherwise eligible for being considered for the post of assistant teacher, teacher and lecturer.
in your case that candidate was central TT is
TT.
cleared.
Whatever submission, whatever argument that allowed,
And whether you knew
as
that
as held by the honorable single bench,
Yes.
Mala.
whether prior to the appearing in the examination, you knew that he passed central TT.
But the candidates who are central TT, they filled the form in a wrong manner because the form required and the rules required, and there is specific query whether you have passed the CGTT from the state government. In spite of passing from central government, they put the option of yes. Meaning thereby, my lord, they have fraudulently entered into this process of recruitment of the.
Is it any dispute that he's not passed central TT?
They have passed central TT, my lord. That is our case, that they have passed the central TT and the rules and the requirement of the form. What our main case is, my lord, from the very beginning, the root of this case is that the form which has been applied.
सर ये वो है जो जिसका पालन करना चाहिए था.
That has to be compulsory, my lord.
Why you did not challenge prior to?
उसी में appropriate government की परिभाषा दी है सर.
Why you did not challenge prior to appearing in the examination? Once the result is declared,
My
You
lord.
did not succeed. You
My lord.
started challenging
No.
the decision of
My lord.
the
What my case is,
this
what our case is,
decision.
my lord, that we can't in the assumption, my lord, that whether these candidates have.
आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ा? How you came to know that?
My lord, that is the crux. When these persons have been qualified in the examination, then under the Right Information Act, my lord, the petitioners have obtained the information.
You
where
could have,
they
you could
found-
have obtained prior to appearing in the examination.
It can't be possible, my lord, because what is there, my lord, because the candidates who are central TT, they have filled the form in a wrong manner. They are the state governments are supporting.
You should be more vigilant. You should be more vigilant.
My lord, that can't be, my lord, because under the
You should be
process.
more wise. You have become wiser once you are not selected.
My lord, what our submission, when during the process of selection, a candidate can't obtain the information of the other candidates, my lord. After conclusion of the recruitment process, my lord, they come into the knowledge that those persons.
Is there any bar? Is there any bar? Is there
Vyapam ke
legal bar
hisab se
that you
bhi nahi
cannot
bata-
obtain? At least you cannot obtain, then you could have made an objection.
We
that-
made an objection in the matter of Azhar Ali, my lord. In the Azhar Ali, Honorable Court has granted liberty to us. If the my lord may come to the Azhar Ali case, my lord, the liberty has been given, my lord. If the my lord may come to para.
Mr. Jayant Rao, you are not the counsel in that case, so you don't cite that. It is
No,
against you.
we even, my lord, we have,
Majorly, it is not the petitioner here, it is other petitioner who did not object.
when I have filed my this petition, my lord, the copy of the Azhar Ali has been made an annexure, my lord, as an annexure P10.
Whatever it may be, that is,
I also argued this
you
point.
could
my
have
lord.
become more wiser while applying. You
One of the
become wiser after applying and after losing the game.
One of the persons who are not having the qualification and they are giving a wrong information to the state government that they are CTT candidates. There is no reply by the state government, my lord, in regard to that, whether the CTT candidates are being eligible on the very date of.
The learned single judge said there is no bar, no legal bar. They could even the candidate
My
who
lord,
have passed the central
that-
TT could have applied for the
that, my lord,
central
we are
government
before
school
the
and
honorable
state government
division judge,
school
the
also.
honorable single judge has held in this para, my lord, in my case, my lord, that the CTT candidates, when they will be considered, the CTT candidate, the central government TT candidates will be only being given opportunity only when the state government will not conduct these CGTT examination that has been held in the matter of Azhar Ali, my lord. If the my lord may appreciate that para, my lord, if the my lord may come to the para 10 of my judgment, my lord, para 10.
That the
Page number 14 में देखेंगे.
the Azhar Ali judgment has become final.
No.
Other become final. You did not challenge it.
In the
whether it
case
has
of
been set
Azhar Ali,
aside
the
by
liberty
the-
has been given.
Whether it has been set aside by division bench.
My lord, the Azhar Ali case doesn't become final, my lord, because the liberty has been reserved to the petitioners, my lord. To
If the
challenge that
petitioners
at
are
the
disqualified, my lord, only then the liberty is there. If the petitioners are disqualified,
हाँ.
in that case, the
No.
liberty is there, my lord. Otherwise, there is no liberty.
But in this case, it has clearly been held.
My lord,
Both are eligible.
It is there in the para 6 of Azhar Ali, my lord. I will read it as a whole, my lord. It is further contention of the learned counsel for the petitioners that the advertisement as such permits only those candidates who have passed the state.
It is contention, not the finding of the honorable court.
If the my lord may permit the
Not the finding of learned single judge.
my lord.
It is a contention. It has been recorded, right?
This
Fine.
ground of the petition, what if the my lord may permit, my lord? This ground of the petitioner would not substantive at this juncture when the petitioner themselves are being considered by the respondent for the recruitment. If at all, if the petitioners have grievance in the event of the petitioners getting disqualified
Yes.
and the candidates who have qualified CTT are appointed, the petitioner would be at liberty.
My lord, they are not
Are-
disqualified.
What my submission, my lord? There is a liberty that if the CTT candidate will get
तो
appointment,
those petitioner के लिए आपके लिए नहीं है ना वो.
my lord,
It is for those petitioners. They must have been selected. They have no grievance at all. They are happy.
my lord, when
They
the
must be
honorable single
serving.
judge held my lord that in my writ petition that has been referred of Azhar Ali. In my writ petition, my lord, while dismissing, my lord, the case of Azhar Ali has been referred.
It is not your case that Azhar Ali has been reversed by the division bench or by the Honorable Supreme Court.
My lord, if the my lord may come to my judgment, my lord, the Azhar Ali case has been referred
In
in
your,
para 10.
in your case, it has categorically been recorded by learned single judge that both are eligible. CT or state TET, both are eligible.
मतलब the CTET,
that is
मतलब the CTET is for the central school, not for the state school. मतलब that has been there, मतलब. And मतलब the may kindly see the मतलब the.
Patil साहब, आपका तो बस छूट गई. You missed the bus. You
Sir,
did not challenge in
सर
the
2N
time.
सर मेरी बस नहीं चुकी है. 2N देख लें सर. 2N मैंने जो नोटिफिकेशन दिया है इसका सर.
Let him complete. Let him
जी.
complete.
My lord,
जी.
my lord, if the my lord may come to para 10 of my judgment, my lord.
Yes.
My lord. The reference of Azhar Ali has been quoted, my lord, in para 4 from the last line, my lord. From the plain reading of aforementioned clause 3, it clearly reflects that Central Board of Secondary Education has laid a prerogative of the state government to accept the candidates of CTET. If decide not to conduct the state TT, this clearly reflects, my lord, that the Honorable Single Judge has held in the matter of Azhar Ali, my lord, that the CTT candidates will be considered only when the state government will not conduct the TT examination. And in our state, my lord, the state government frequently conducted the TT examination.
You took a calculated chance in appearing the examination. When you did not select, then you started questioning the appointment order of the TT, CT, all legal questions.
That is not the case, my lord. If the my lord may come to the advertisement, my lord.
Why you did not raise right in time? What has prevented you?
My lord, when they have been, my lord, what my submission, my lord, we persons are not been disqualified. We are being qualified, but we are in the less meritorious position.
Yes.
What my submission, my lord? When we are less meritorious position, because the candidates of Central TT are being considered, which as per the advertisement and as per the rules, they are not to be considered, my lord. My lord, if the my lord may come to the advertisement, my lord.
You took a calculated chance and finding the decision unpalatable, you decided to question the.
If the my lord may come to, my lord, the advertisement, page number 23 of my writ petition, my lord. इसमें clear हो जाएगा कि what is the conditions of the advertisement, my lord. Page number 23 of my writ petition, my lord. What the condition was there?
तो आपको पेपर बुक पूरे में करना था, आपने पेपर बुक रिट अपील के पेपर बुक बना दिया.
Page number 23 में kindly be seen, my lord. One by one, I will explain, my lord, if the my lord may appreciate. What has been mentioned, my lord, in the advertisement, राष्ट्रीय अध्यापक शिक्षा परिषद, that is by the NCT, द्वारा इस प्रयोजन के लिए जारी किए गए मार्गदर्शी सिद्धांतों के अनुसार, means, my lord, the rules of the guidelines of the NCT will be followed, my lord. The NCT guidelines will be followed, my lord. समुचित सरकार द्वारा आयोजित अध्यापक परीक्षा टीटी में उत्तीर्ण. और now, my lord, may come to the NCT guidelines, my lord. That is at page number 39, my lord, of my writ petition, my lord. The guidelines of the National Council for Teacher Education is there, my lord. Dated 29th of July 2011.
You need not refer to that because rules of 2019 is in place.
No, my lord. But the rules of 2019 of the state government. And the state government, they have mentioned that they will follow the guidelines of the NCT. The NCT rules will be followed, my lord, by the state government. That has not been, because this NCT guidance has been framed by the central government. And for the education, my lord, they have to follow the guidelines of NCT for the purpose of assistant teacher and teacher, my lord. My lord, may come to page number 42, my lord. What the NCT guideline was there, my lord, for the purpose of appointment of the teachers and assistant teacher, my lord. Page number 42, my lord. What has been mentioned, my lord, for both the minimum qualification for class 1 to 5 and for class 6 to 8. The qualification is that, my lord, senior secondary or its equivalent with at least 50% and 2 years diploma in departmental elementary education. These are the common grounds. What the important is that, my lord, the part B. Pass in teacher eligibility test. Pass in teacher eligibility test to be conducted by the appropriate government in accordance with the guidelines for the purpose. What they have specifically mentioned, that the candidate should pass the TT. They have not mentioned that the candidate pass TT or central TT. It has been mentioned that candidate pass in teacher eligibility test to be conducted by the appropriate government in accordance with the guidelines framed by the NCT for the purpose. What, and now, my lord, if the my lord may appreciate what the appropriate government means. The appropriate government has been defined, my lord, in the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, which regulates the teaching qualification, my lord, for the purpose of class 1 to 6 and for 6 to 8. Herein, my lord, the appropriate government has been defined it at page number 46, my lord.
इनको कितना नंबर मिला था? The respondent number 5 secured 90 marks. आप कितना नंबर मिला था? कट ऑफ मार्क 73 था.
नहीं वो मतलब ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ काउंसलिंग देयर आर 8 राउंड ऑफ काउंसलिंग हैज बीन अकर्ड मतलब।
तो आप कितना परसेंट मिला है, कितना नंबर मिला है? 54.
मतलब
Appellant number
page
1
number
secured
30 to
54
25
and appellant number 2 secured 45, 54. You need
मतलब even मतलब in some of the cases मतलब
you
these are the
devote
appellant
more time in studying rather than litigation.
the Kamal Kishore Sahu and Mukesh Kumar Neta, they are not been selected, but the other writ appellants, my lord, some of the writ appellants have also been selected because 8 rounds of counseling has been conducted, my lord.
ये कमल किशोर सेलेक्ट नहीं हुए थे
ये नहीं हुआ
और ये भी नहीं हुए, मुकेश कुमार साहू भी नहीं हुए,
नहीं हुए हैं।
और बाकी आपके अपीलांट
बाकी appellants, my lord, so far as
कुछ लोग सेलेक्ट हुए हैं सर, कुछ लोग नहीं।
नहीं, कमल किशोर साहू का
the state also in their reply they have said, my lord.
व्हाट अबाउट उमाशंकर?
So far Uma Shankar got selected, my lord. Lalit Kumar not been selected, my lord.
उमाशंकर
Selected.
बट लोअर इन रैंक,
No, he has been selected. He has been get
but
appointment.
could not be appointed. The selection means it could have been final.
They have been appointed also.
On
Uma Shankar.
why the writ appeal is?
सर
During
रिट
the
अपील
pendency
पहले
of this
रिट अपील पहले फाइल हो गई थी सर,
रिट अपील पहले फाइल हो गई थी,
उसमें से कुछ लोग सेलेक्ट हो गए।
काउंसलिंग हुआ इनके द्वारा।
नहीं, when he is appointed, then why is continuing writ appeal?
But what my submission during the process of because in
तो ये इनफ्रेक्चुअस हो गई वाली,
सर पिछले 3 साल से इनकी प्रोसेस चल रही है।
प्रोसेस चल रही है।
तो ये उमाशंकर रिट अपील इनफ्रेक्चुअस हो गई।
नहीं, उसमें ललित कुमार की नहीं हुई सिलेक्शन,
इसमें 2 लोग हैं।
हाँ।
दिखाइए उमाशंकर वाली 238 दिखाइए।
सर उसी का नोटिफिकेशन हमने दिया है सर, एप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट का
Appropriate
नोटिफिकेशन।
government if the malord may allowed to
गवर्नमेंट, आप रिट पिटीशन में तो अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट भी नहीं लिखा है, एक वर्ड नहीं लिखा रिट पिटीशन में। लिखा है रिट पिटीशन में अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट, you have not raised, don't
that is there, malord. The NCT guidelines has been formed.
उमाशंकर सेलेक्ट हो गए हैं,
Uma Shankar has got been selected, malord.
अपॉइंट हो गए। ललित कुमार
Lalit Kumar not been selected, malord.
and so far as this Kunjalal Patel,
Kunjal Patel got selected, malord, and Kunjal Patel Bhupen Bhoi got selected. Umesh Kumar Srivas not selected. That is appellant number 3.
दिखाइए इसमें कुंजलाल पटेल में कितने लोग हैं? और
Bhupendra Bhoi got selected. Umesh Kumar Srivas not been selected.
एंड तीसरा कौन है,
He has not been selected.
क्या नाम?
Umesh Kumar Srivas not selected.
और आरती यादव में
Not selected, malord. Aarti Yadav
लिख लीजिएगा।
Respect to disqualified candidates, my lord. Here the candidates having CGTET have not been disqualified, and there is a specific finding that all having CTET are qualified, my lord, for the purpose of appointment.
All right, see
And
the
in-
order.
एप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट बस देख लें सर, साफ साफ लिखा हुआ है।
So far as 2019 rules are concerned, the appropriate
Sir-
government ought to have been defined in the 2019 rules, not
सर
in this
उसमें एप्रोप्रिएट
other-
गवर्नमेंट, सर उसमें 2019 में एप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट नहीं लिखा है सर, उसीलिए हम लोग इसको रिफर कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, the rules are whether
Rules are silent, मतलब therefore I have referred this, मतलब
ठीक।
in the rule, मतलब in the rule there is no any appropriate government, मतलब
Then-
only qualification is there, मतलब qualification CGTET pass and Vyapam, मतलब the Vyapam has issued the, मतलब the online form, मतलब the candidate who has passed the, मतलब the central TET, they have, मतलब the yes word has been used, मतलब therefore their name has been, मतलब the subsequently, मतलब in the merit list, मतलब
आपका
if-
तो आप किसका चैलेंज कर रहे हैं? कुछ नहीं
सर
है।
हम तो सिर्फ CTET को चैलेंज कर रहे हैं सर, CTET को क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं है सर, और अकॉर्डिंग टू मतलब एप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट में काइंडली बी सीन, मतलब और NCT जो नेशनल काउंसिल वाला भी है सर, उसमें भी ये लिखा हुआ है।
इनका मार्कशीट देख लें, मतलब the CTET मार्कशीट
ठीक है, we'll see to it. All
और मार्कशीट में सर इनके
उनके पीछे भी लिखा हुआ है।
पीछे लिखा हुआ है कि ये लोग गोवा दमन और जो सेंट्रल के जो स्कूल है सर, वहां बहुत सारे स्कूल हैं सर, दे आर एलिजिबल फॉर दैट स्कूल, मतलब सो फार एज द CGTET, मतलब द कैंडिडेट हु हैज पास्ड द, मतलब द CGTET, दे आर एंटाइटल्ड, मतलब
Yes, right.